Welcome to Tech Decoded by Soft. I'm Alex, and today we're tackling a topic that is absolutely everywhere right now: AI agents. If you've been following tech news in 2026, you cannot escape this term. Every startup pitch, every product launch, every developer conference, someone is talking about AI agents. So today, I've got Sam here to help us cut through the hype and figure out what's real, what's overhyped, and whether you should actually be building these things. Sam, welcome.
Thanks, Alex. Great to be here. And yeah, you're right, the agent hype is real. But here's the thing. Behind all the marketing buzz, there's a genuine technological shift happening. Let me set the stage. For the past few years, we've been using AI as a question and answer machine. You type a prompt, you get a response, conversation over. An AI agent is fundamentally different. You give it a goal, not a question, and it figures out how to achieve that goal autonomously. It plans, it uses tools. It adapts when things go wrong, and it keeps working until the job is done.
Okay, so let me make sure I understand this. When I use ChatGPT or Claude to answer a question, that's just a chatbot. One turn, one response. But an AI agent is more like giving an intern a task and letting them figure it out on their own.
That's actually a perfect analogy. Think about what happens when you ask a new hire to research competitors and write a report. They don't come back to you after every Google search asking what to do next. They plan their approach, search the web, read through websites, take notes, organize their findings, and deliver a finished report. An AI agent does the same thing, but in seconds instead of hours. The four key components are a brain, which is the language model doing the reasoning; memory, both short-term conversation context and long-term stored knowledge; tools, which let the agent actually interact with the world, things like web search, code execution, API calls, file access; and finally the action loop: observe, think, act, repeat.
The tools part seems really important, because without tools, the AI can only think and talk. With tools, it can actually do things in the real world. Right.
Exactly. And this is where MCP comes in, the Model Context Protocol. Think of MCP as a universal adapter. Before MCP, if you wanted your AI agent to connect to Slack, you'd write custom integration code. If you wanted it to also search your database, more custom code. Every tool was a one-off. MCP standardizes all of this. You build one MCP server for Slack, one for your database, one for GitHub, and any AI agent can plug into all of them instantly. It's like USB-C for AI. One standard connector that works everywhere.
Let's make this concrete. Give me a real example of what an AI agent can do today that would have been impossible 2 years ago.
Sure, here's one I love. You tell an agent, summarize the top 5 security vulnerabilities from this week and email me the report. Here's what happens behind the scenes. Step 1, the agent plans. It knows it needs to search, then analyze, then write, then send. Step 2, it calls a web search tool, finds the latest CVE reports and security news. Step 3, it reads through those pages and extracts the key findings. Step 4, it synthesizes everything into a structured report with severity ratings, affected systems, and recommended actions. Step 5, it calls the email API and sends the finished report to your inbox. What used to take 30 minutes of manual research, done in 90 seconds, automatically. No human in the loop.
Okay, but here's where I want to push back a little. That sounds amazing in theory. But in practice, don't these agents hallucinate? Don't they make mistakes? I've seen cases where AI confidently gets things wrong. How do you trust an autonomous agent with real tasks?
That's the most important question anyone can ask, and honestly, it's the reason we're not living in a fully agent-driven world yet. Reliability is the bottleneck. Current agents are roughly 70 to 85% reliable on complex tasks. That sounds decent until you realize that means they fail 15 to 30% of the time. For a coding assistant writing boilerplate, that's fine. For a financial agent making trades, that's terrifying. The solution is what the industry calls human-in-the-loop patterns. You don't give the agent full autonomy on day one. You start with supervised mode, where the agent proposes actions and a human approves them. Then as trust builds, you move to exception-based review, where the agent acts autonomously but flags anything unusual. The key insight is that agents get better over time as you tune their prompts, refine their tool access, and build guardrails specific to your use case.
So who's actually building with agents right now? Is this just big tech companies, or are smaller teams getting in on this?
It's everywhere, and that's what makes this moment so exciting. You've got three tiers. First, the platform builders, Anthropic with Claude and MCP, OpenAI with their agents SDK, Google with Vertex AI agents. They're building the foundation. Second, the tool builders, companies creating MCP servers, agent frameworks, orchestration layers. Think LangChain, Crew AI, AutoGen. Third, and this is the biggest group, individual developers and small teams building domain-specific agents. A solo developer building a customer support agent for their SaaS product. A three-person startup building a legal document review agent. A marketing team building an agent that monitors brand mentions and drafts responses. The barrier to entry has dropped dramatically. If you can write a prompt and connect an API, you can build an agent.
All right, so the big question. Our listeners are developers, engineers, tech-curious people. Should they be building AI agents right now, or is it too early?
My honest answer? Yes, but start small. Don't try to build an autonomous agent that runs your entire business on day one. Start with what I call the 80-20 agents. Find a task you do repeatedly that takes 20 minutes or more, something like summarizing meeting notes, triaging support tickets, generating weekly reports, or reviewing pull requests. Build an agent for that one task. Get it working reliably. Learn the patterns, the failure modes, the prompt engineering tricks. Then expand. The developers who start building agent skills now will have a massive advantage in 12 to 18 months when this technology matures further.
What are the biggest mistakes you see people making when they first start building agents?
Three big ones. First, giving agents too many tools too soon. Every tool you add is another potential failure point. Start with 2 or 3 tools max, get those working perfectly, then add more. Second, not implementing proper logging. When an agent fails at step 7 of a 10-step process, you need to know exactly what happened at every step. Without logs, debugging agents is like debugging code without stack traces. Third, ignoring cost. Agent loops can get expensive fast. Every time the agent thinks, that's an API call. Every time it uses a tool, that's another call. A poorly designed agent can burn through hundreds of dollars in API costs on a single task. Always set token limits and cost caps.
Looking ahead, where do you see AI agents in, say, 2 years from now?
I think we're heading toward what I'd call ambient agents. Right now, you have to explicitly ask an agent to do something. But soon, agents will be monitoring, anticipating, and acting proactively. Your code agent won't wait for you to ask it to fix a bug. It'll detect the regression in your test suite, diagnose the root cause, propose a fix, and open a pull request all before you wake up. Your security agent won't wait for you to run a scan. It'll continuously monitor your infrastructure and automatically patch vulnerabilities. The key shift is from reactive to proactive, from agents as tools to agents as teammates. And I think that shift happens faster than most people expect.
All right, let's wrap up with the key takeaways for our listeners. Number 1, AI agents are not just chatbots. They're autonomous systems that plan, use tools, and execute multi-step tasks. Number 2, the technology is real and accessible. You don't need a massive team to build useful agents. Number 3, start small. Pick one repetitive task, build an agent for it, and learn the patterns. And number 4, reliability is the challenge. But human-in-the-loop patterns make agents practical today.
And if you want to go deeper, check out our blog posts on Amtalk Soft. We've covered what AI agents are, how MCP works, building your first agent with Claude, and even multi-agent systems. Links in the description.
That's it for today's episode of Tech Decoded. If you found this valuable, hit subscribe on YouTube or follow us on Spotify. New episodes drop every Friday. Next week, we're diving into RAG retrieval augmented generation, why every enterprise is obsessed with it, and whether you should be too. I'm Alex, that was Sam, and this has been Tech Decoded by Amtalk Soft. See you next Friday.